Hello YouTube, hello newsletter. I hope you guys are doing amazing this week. This is your spirit messages for November 14th and November 21st, 2020. So I would love to know how things have been going for you, because I know astrologically, I've been talking about this for months. This is kind of like the week where everything kind of comes to a head. Tomorrow is actually the day, meaning today when you guys receive this video. And for me, it was interesting asking some of my friends who were not aware of astrology or spiritual things. They don't ponder these things as much. I was asking them if they were as affected. So I placed it as a question more. Have you guys noticed in the past 2 weeks, there's been people with more confrontation, people just like not watching what they're saying, people being a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more passive, a little bit more manipulative. Like there's just this kind of like energy of chaos. That's how I can explain it when it comes to the human experience, the humanness, right? And I'm not talking so much global. It's individuals making choices based off of how the energy is affecting them. And the answers that I were getting from my friends who are not so into spiritual things was yes, I've been experiencing this. So that's kind of comforting to me as somebody who's super woo-woo, because some of the time I'm wondering, are we creating this for ourselves because we are so aware of everything that's going on? And so the answer is no. Because I tested it. I checked it out with 3 of my friends. I gauged 3 of my friends. Have you XYZ? They all said yes. So even people who are not as aware of what's happening astrologically or collectively are feeling the shifts too. So the thing that Spirit really wants me to talk about this week is that conclusions are within reach. So we are getting the sense that there's like the ending to a cycle, meaning that there is going to be conclusions on things. Now Spirit is taking me to say, I'm being inspired to say around this, that we've been feeling ungrounded in anything. It's like we have ideas. I know I've talked about this over the past few months, because obviously we're being asked to look at our lives a different way, how we earn money, how we spend our time. And so a lot of the energy for the past few months has very much been speaking to that. But we haven't felt grounded in anything. We haven't been able to get far with anything that we've been trying to achieve. And Spirit is saying through this card that conclusions are coming to fruition. Things will start to wrap up. Things will start to tidy up. Things will start to move forward in a more positive way. So that is coming. I get the sense it's going to come in like 3 weeks is how I'm feeling around it. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So, but do know that conclusions, like say you're trying to settle on a house or negotiate a new job or create a new program that you haven't quite been able to anchor into, that will start to wrap up. Okay. And that will start to kind of come together. So Spirit is saying here too, with your practical, adding some practicality to some of your dreams. So, you know, I see this all the time with people saying, oh, I really want to do what you do. But then I go check out their Instagram and like, they're not even talking about spiritual things, right? So it's like, I love that you have a dream, but how can we get practical about it? How can we show Spirit that we're serious about it, right? We're not just whispering to Spirit, these are our desires. This is what we want the most. We are actually saying to them, you can trust me with your idea because I will take action on them. So Spirit is saying through this, to start taking some action. Just literally start taking some action without the certainty, without the security. Just start making some ground on it. And it needs a practical plan. And practicality to me is doing the thing, right? Is doing the thing. We are entering a big time of change. Yeah, I can definitely feel this. Of course, we're also coming into the new moon tomorrow. By the time you see this, it will be tomorrow will be the new moon in Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about transformation. So things are going to be shifting. So if we can consider, you know, today a death, tomorrow a rebirth. My hair just popped out. So this is kind of going to be the vibes going into the next week. I feel is going to be a bunch of transformation. So I don't think it's going to be the week of things coming together and settling. It's almost like the death before the rebirth. Okay, that's how I feel about it. But Sag season is coming. It's my favorite season. I like Capricorn season too because I'm a workhorse. So a lot of what is coming to you. So I should put these up closer so you can see them. So this is like the first quarter moon, and it's saying your commitment is being tested. So there are some people who will be listening to this that do not feel that things have been moving fast enough for them, and Spirit's not testing you, right? But you're being tested. Your own spirit's being tested in the sense where Will they persevere this? Will they see this as a setback, or will they see this as an opportunity to rest and catch your breath? So think about what side of the fence that you're on. We don't have to think about things not moving fast enough as being punishment or misalignment. It could be Spirit's way of simply saying, you deserve a break. Take a breath, relax, feel into it more. Be human for a minute, right? Have more baths. I think I say that every week too. Have more baths. Fuck, I love baths. Okay. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's see. Yeah, so this is just kind of like validating some of what I'm saying here. So this is like time to take a breath that we get. So maybe this week is going to be another week. I can't remember what I say week after week. I never listen back to them, to be honest with you. But Spirit is saying that this is going to be another kind of a week of going in the cave. Right? So the way that they're showing it to me is like literally a beautiful crystal cave. You're just sitting in there resting and just receiving. You're being like a transmuter. You're just like receiving cosmic love. You're receiving cosmic energy. You're in the state of receiving, which is kind of like a rest state, right? You're not actively pursuing something. And then Spirit says here too, like to look at the bigger picture, like rest now versus what's to come. Like when we start going into Capricorn season in January, that's going to be the time of like real action. I mean, even just with New Year's, it's a time of action. We get all these goals, all these plans. So Spirit's kind of saying like, don't see this week as a time to, when things are moving fast enough that you're not making traction towards your dreams and towards your goals. They're actually saying this is kind of like a bit of a respite, like it's a rest before the storm a little bit, and not a bad storm like I've talked about in the past. To be honest with you, I think the storm is more or less going to be okay. Things are going to start moving ahead really fast. Do you guys not feel that time has really picked up? Right, like we're mid-November. I mean, does Halloween not feel like yesterday? I feel like things are happening so much quicker than everything else. I love these cards too. These are Yasmin Boland's Moonology deck. So I want to just give you 2 more cards before we end the week. Energy forecast and the Spirit messages. So Spirit is saying here, love that you have a dream. Love that you're taking action. Please don't be afraid of the times where you don't feel as motivated. You don't feel as gung-ho to like steam forward. Take those rest times as blessings in disguise that you can't quite understand. Don't try to discern them to death. Just roll with them. And they're also saying here to be flexible, right? This is the mutable moon. This is the moon that can flip or flop if you look at it that way, or it can zig and zag with the energies, right? So I was going to launch that business program and I was like, oh, I'm just not feeling it right now. And I ended up zigzagging, but I'll do the podcast one. And the podcast one is today when you watch this. And I've had so many people sign up and it's so much needed. So I had my dream. I steamed forward with it and I listened to my soul saying, rest instead. Just rest for a minute instead. And then the other idea came that ended up being really, really good and obviously very, very needed. So there's some flexibility in there. So something similar may happen to you where, but I don't want to be hard on yourself, because Spirit's saying people are going to be hard on themselves with their ideas shifting and evolving. That's how it's meant to be, right? We get an initial idea and then it will shift and evolve as we make divine free will choices in our life, and we come with a new set of eyes. We come with new awareness, and of course that's going to change our plans a little bit. So don't be afraid to be a little bit flexible as well this week. But again, I'm giving you guys a lot of information. I feel like the energy for the week is a rest week, which is interesting for me because I'm going back into a full week of work. But I've just had 2 weeks of rest. And the other one is the South Node. So the South Node is our past karma. And what Spirit is saying with this card is around, don't let your past hold you back. There's so many people here who are going to be watching this week who have dreams and they're playing through false evidence appearing real, which is fear. They're playing through false evidence from the past that they feel is going to dictate the future. So it didn't work out last time, why would it work this time? That kind of mentality. Don't let that be you. Don't lean into that pessimism. Lean into optimism when it comes to this. Look at your North Node. Look at your future destiny, which you have no right to know what that is right now. But when it comes to the South Node, your past karma, don't let it hold you back. Don't let false evidence appearing real keep you from pursuing something that you want to pursue. So look at where you are misleading yourself with evidence of the past, and see where you can change those stories and shift them a little bit, okay? Overall, I could have probably wrapped this up in 2 minutes. The energy that they're showing me, they're just showing me a lot of sleep. So if you could even like turn off your screens at 8 p.m. every night and just go maybe read a couple pages of a book and be lights out by 9:30 every single night, is kind of what they're showing me. They are showing me a time of meditation. I have been meditating a lot more regularly these past couple weeks, without a doubt, and it has brought me a lot more joy and comfort. But it is a time of going into the cave this week. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're not making positive movements forward. Do know that there are conclusions coming. Do know that your past is probably holding you back a little bit. Evidence of the past doesn't have to be evidence of the future, right? We have the power and the will to change. And then just don't be afraid to be flexible if things need to change and evolve and grow. You don't know what's waiting on the other side of your fear, and you don't know what's waiting on the other side of some sort of inflexible plan. It has to be this way or no way. It doesn't work like that. So hopefully this resonates with you. Hopefully you enjoy it. I wish you all the best week ahead, and I'll be back next Saturday with another weekly forecast for you.